Alright guys, today we're talking about the theoretical hierarchy of training development. Uh, so what this basically is trying to do, just like other hierarchies, is just trying to tell you what the most important is, what the base of your training is. This is mostly I should say it's mostly theoretical. It's theoretical, but if followed properly, you can build a really great base and get to a very high performing human being. Just with these really basic theory. So down at the base, we have nutrition. So if we have a really great nutrition that's both based on quantity and quality of food, like it allows us to perform at a very high level, or at least build the potential for a very high level of fitness or performance at any physical task for that matter. It's like the way that we like to think of this is, different qualities of vehicles, like low performance versus high performance vehicle. They take different quality fuels. Like you take your everyday clunker, your first car as a teenager, versus a Formula One race car. They take different fuels, and they clearly require a different amount of maintenance, and they perform at different levels. It's like if you want to be a high performing human being, you're gonna pay closer attention to your nutrition than if you just want to be an everyday clunker. And so with that said is, the greatest opportunity for improved performance is by building a really good base of nutrition over time and through practice that allows you to do all the things that you want to do physically. And it's not a focus on weight loss, but it's a focus on performance and building physical tasks and skills. So then, in terms of what you're physically doing, your primary emphasis needs to be on metabolic conditioning. So your ability to transport oxygen and nutrients where it needs to go, so that you can continue to move. And so, like metabolic conditioning, traditionally thought of as running, cardio, rowing, biking, swimming. And so, how we kind of think of that is like that's our ability to get energy where it needs to go, so that we can continue to do physical tasks. If our nutrition is poor, our fuel isn't ready to produce a well-conditioned, high performing person, and that's going to limit our ability to continue to move. Where I go for the next level, the next level is gymnastics, and if I ask you to do a max set of push-ups right now, whatever that number may be, if I ask you to run a mile as fast as you can and then do push-ups, that number is going to be lower. And so what I want to be able to do is close that gap. Is if our conditioning is really good, it's not going to affect our ability to control our body in space, like push-ups, which is what gymnastics is, controlling our body in space. So it's not just iron crosses and handstands and backflips and stuff like that, but it's just controlling our body in space. Like basic calisthenics are included in that. And so if I can't get oxygen where it needs to go, I'm going to have a hard time controlling my body, which means that I'm going to have a hard time doing gymnastics. And that's why, in terms of our hierarchy of training development, why it's higher on the podium, or on the hierarchy, because it's less important. Like you need to have good conditioning before gymnastics becomes more important. And likewise, if I can't control myself really well, it's not going to matter, or I'm not going to be able to control an external object, which is what weightlifting and throwing is. I'm not going to be able to control that external object very well if I can't control myself. So whether that's throwing a baseball, or if that's moving a kettlebell, or picking up a rock out of the path of the truck so I can get somewhere, if I don't have control myself, I'm not going to be able to control an external object no matter what it is. And so if I start to run out of breath and I can't control my body, it's going to make it very difficult to control an external object. And if that's what's limiting me is my ability to breathe, then I need to fix that before any of that other stuff is going to matter. And so that's where our kind of progression goes. So then at the top there, you see that sport is at the very top. And sport is just a combination of all of these physical tasks in an unknown and unknowable sequence. So that may be in the sport of CrossFit, it may be in baseball, it may be in football or soccer or any other sport, or it could just be in the unknown and unknowable physical tasks of life. And the example I always use is like, you don't know what's going to happen when you leave this conversation right now. Is the first thing you may encounter when you leave the gym is a friendly person saying hello, or you could run into a mugger, and now you have an opportunity to either run, flee, or you can fight. And if I'm physically prepared, I have the option of either, and hopefully I'm going to come out successfully, hopefully without my wallet, or maybe even with beating that guy up and having an opportunity to get him some justice. It's like, if I have the conditioning, I may be able to run, and then if he were trying to catch me, that I would then also have the body awareness and the ability to control and manipulate another object, him, in order to successfully save my life or save my money or get him the justice he deserves. It's like, what is that? I don't know what order that's going to happen. I don't know if that's going to happen today or 10 years from now or never. But there's going to be some unknown and unknowable physical task in your life that's going to challenge you. And if we practice good nutrition and we are well conditioned and we can control our body and external objects, and we formalize that training, then whatever comes up in life is we're going to be prepared for it, and we want you to be prepared for it or over prepared for it, so that that's easy and handleable for you. It's like, if your sport is trying to stay out of the nursing home, eating well, being well conditioned, being able to control your body means that you're also going to be able to control the toilet paper and not have to have somebody wipe your butt for you, so that you don't have to go to a nursing home, so that you can carry your groceries in on your own. You can remain independent and live a high quality of life. And ultimately, that's what sport is, being able to do the things that you need to in your life, no matter what order, no matter how loaded or unloaded, and be able to successfully complete your tasks in life. And that's what quality of life is all about. It's like nutrition's the start of it, conditioning is the next piece, gymnastics, weightlifting, and then the sport of life or the sport that you're trying to perform really high at. That's your theoretical hierarchy of training development.